Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Sadie and I'm the community developer for Untold Tales, and today I get the awesome job of talking to the guys at Demagogue Studio who have made our beautiful golf club Wasteland. Hello guys, welcome to the channel. How are you?
Hey Sadie, we're good.
Good. Do you want to just introduce yourselves to everybody so they know who you are, what you do, that sort of thing?
Igor Simic, I'm the creative director, reluctant CEO of Demagogue Studio, and I basically come up with the ideas and initial sketches and story.
The ideas, man. I like it. Okay.
I'm Shane Berry. I'm the music director for Demagogue Studio, and I'm the fixer for the ideas, man.
You come in and clean up after him, basically.
I'm the cleanup artist.
I'm
like
it.
the Harvey Keitel in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, you've got to have a dynamic duo going. It's got to happen.
Exactly.
So what we're doing today, everybody, is we got some questions in from the community and just generally from all of our social medias, which you can see up here somewhere right now. I don't know where. The editors will put it in. It's magic. But you should be following us because we do interviews like this with our developers on the fly every now and then, and we want to know what you want to know. So if your question is in this video, thank you very much for sending it in. And without further ado, let's get started, guys. So the first question today comes from Stevie Houdini on Twitter, and he wants to know how on earth, pun intended, did you come up with the idea of doing a post-apocalyptic golf game of all things?
So the idea came about at a time when, on one hand, there was more and more discussion of climate change, but also people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos kind of entered the mainstream more and more. And also, one famous person became a political candidate, and one of his businesses was building golf courses. So all of that was in the air. And there was a photo from Florida with people golfing and a forest fire happening in the background.
Oh, wow.
And that juxtaposition also triggered something. So the logic behind the idea was, okay, let's wrap all of this together and also have a gameplay that is simple enough so that developers who at the time had day jobs can manage to work after hours and develop something that is not overly complex as we were starting out with our company.
Cool. So lots and lots of different things went into it, really, then. So next one is Mr. Bliss on Discord wants to know where did the idea for a apocalyptic golf game come from? It's super unique. So we've kind of covered that already. But are there any plans to bring multiplayer elements to the game at any stage? Either.
In terms of the idea, that was how it I answered how it germinated in terms of the atmosphere at the time. But the idea was let's have one-liner pitch that is strong enough to attract people, almost like a good political cartoon, in the New York or something. So it was, okay, if Elon Musk plans on living on Mars, let's call the city Tesla Cities, because Tesla is a big scientist coming from Serbia, and also because it's the name of the company.
Yep.
And let's have all of these uber wealthy people move to Mars, leave all of us behind. I assume there are no billionaires amongst our listeners. And then revisit Earth because it's now cleared up real estate after the great ecological catastrophe, and have that kind of dark humor, and they revisit Earth to play golf in the ruins. So basically almost like a Saturday Night Live political skit. That was the starting point as far as the idea goes. And for multiplayer, we basically, for any other new levels, new content, or multiplayer, we're in general interested in anything, but it obviously depends on how well the game does once it's released in August. Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer. I love the Saturday Night Live sort of. You can see that. You can totally see that. It could be a skit completely, and it's. The thing is like there's a hook of believability to it, you know, like it's not too far removed that it's like hard to believe that would happen.
There was a lot of back and forth about how far to take the radio parody of it, because I mean ultimately the radio is a parody. You're listening to music that never existed basically, because it hasn't been made yet technically in that world. I mean, this is all music from the 2030s in our mind at least, so it's music of the future that people are being nostalgic about,
which is such a weird
so there's a real so there was enough of a joke there that I decided to lean into a more dry approach to realistic problems, because the problems are so farcical on Mars anyway. Like it's just crazy dealing with the reality that you don't. It writes itself basically. Like it's such an insane life to go and want to live. So I mean, it's an endless barrel of ideas.
There's a lot of dry humor in there that I wasn't expecting. It like disarmed me. I'd be like trying to do something and then I'd just cackle and then mess up my shot because I was laughing too much. I'm not the best golfer. I would admit that anyway. Okay.
No, neither am I.
Another one from the Discord then. So this is from Bug. Nice short name there, Bug. Thank you for not trying to confuse me. Wants to know, is it weird making a post-apocalyptic game? Why do I struggle to say that? As the world heads closer to a possible apocalypse. Lovely question. Very cheerful.
We sometimes joke that we are doing gaming documentaries, basically. I think the way we approach the apocalypse is not so much like those Hollywood apocalypse films where you're... there's a term called apocalypse porn, where there is almost a relishing in the idea that the world might end in a catastrophe.
Yeah.
What we are doing is we're using the apocalypse merely as a setup to comment on today.
Yeah.
And I think that's important simply because we want to almost say there are other options. This doesn't have to happen, doesn't have to go this way. There's something ridiculous about how we today approach our future, the future of our kids, and so forth. So it's literally about the now. And all of the memes in the game, all of the references are from current events. So we don't think it's that weird. We just think that what we are trying to do is create non-escapist entertainment, basically.
It does do that. It forces you to think, even if it's subtly, even if you're giggling whilst you're doing it, you're like, yeah, this is ridiculous that they're thinking of doing this.
Well, there was a lot of back and forth among the team about what Igor brought up, the apocalypse porn, as what were we relishing in it, or were we making social commentary on it, and it was definitely I think McLuhan also called it life in the rearview mirror.
Wow,
where the future is what you're looking. We're actually looking not back, but we're not looking forward in the game. We're looking around us and what's happening behind us, and now it's literally happening with Bezos and the Virgin guy going
Branson,
up into not even space. And I love that I think it's the FCC. Are they the guys who do the aviation in America? They upgraded their stats for what it means to be an astronaut, so that Bezos and Richard Branson don't qualify.
I didn't know that. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's petty but awesome.
Called astronauts. We're saying just because I've been on a ship doesn't mean I'm a sailor.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, they basically pay to cosplay as astronauts, especially with a cowboy hat. But what another important just element regarding the apocalypse is most of the stories in the radio are memories of people who live on Mars. They're memories of Earth, which basically means putting the player in a position of thinking about their present moment, about the free in their backyard, about their walk, about their coffee, as if they don't have it. You know how people say the people close to you, you love them.
Yeah.
So it's trying to find the value in what we already have, as if going through the experience of losing it.
Yeah, definitely. So this one comes from Greg J_Cummings1, and he wants to know, he wants to know, what are your favorite games?
So I didn't really play games. I'm not a gamer. This all happened like as an accident. However, a list of influences is initially we realized that small game can be very artful. An example of that is Monument Valley. One reference, also these indie games like Limbo, like Machinarium, like Kentucky Route Zero. So yeah, those were some references, just an awareness that it's possible to do it in that way. And the big reference for us is Kojima, and this is maybe a way to shout out to some people that commented on the trailer for Golf Club Wasteland and said that Golf Club Wasteland is basically like Death Stranding had gameplay. So I like it a lot. I think I'll laminate it.
That's a good comment.
Yeah.
I like it. What about you, Shane?
For me, probably my favorite game of all time is a game called Katamari Damacy.
What a great one.
Ball. Yeah, that's just all time. I used to walk around Tokyo after playing like 4 hours of that game, and I would just be trying to pick up stuff around and just going, oh,
what can I roll into a ball?
I'd heard people talking about that happening, you know, guys who play a lot of first-person shooters, when they start, you know, the game intrudes into your real-world psyche. Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to figure out which car to pick up before the other car. So that game goes deep. I love the sound design. I love the music. I love the story, because there was a whole story behind it. I played that heavily. Igor, I can't remember, with the multiple choices. It had the radio. It was a very weird game. You started on the dock, and there were the 4 people talking.
Oh,
and you
Oxenfree.
Yes, that was
God,
also
that's good.
That kind of aspect of gaming is very interesting to me.
Yeah, that's really good.
There's
There's a
immersive
sequel.
storytelling. Yeah. That's a big inspiration from my side as well. Sound design, especially.
You can
from
see
radio.
that actually.
Yeah,
it's really cool. I think that actually is all the questions. We went through those really quickly today. So if your question wasn't picked, I have really good news for you, because Shane and Igor and some of the others at the team have agreed to join our Discord server when the game launches later this month. By the time that this airs, you will be able to ask your questions to them directly in our Discord server. So if you want to join in with that, then hit the link down in the description below. Did you guys have any sort of places you wanted people to be able to follow you, Twitter or anything like that you want to share, or is it just the regular Demagogue Studio one that people would use to get in touch?
Yeah, seek out Demagogue Studio on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and we're working on new stuff and get our game this August.
What he said.
Get our game, yes. In case you couldn't tell from the way I've spoken about it, it is a really magical game, and we cannot wait for you guys to get the full version later this month. But like I said earlier, the demo is available now on Steam. We'll put a link in the description below for you there, and there might just be a little competition going on with that, so make sure you check our Twitter to find out the details, so that you could maybe win yourself a free copy of the game, which sounds nice. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you guys for chatting with me today. It's been awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.